And I'm going to be real with you. The edibles of today is not the same as your edibles of your parents. I'm just going to be real with you. The ones that you are getting today are going to be more potent. Welcome to Purple RX. If you have never been here, and welcome back if you have been here. I'm Renata, your friendly and resourceful PharmD, here to help you navigate this whole health and wellness world. Because you aren't for everything and everything isn't for you, because there's so much information out there that you see from celebrities, you see from doctors, everyday people that are saying, oh, you should do this, you should do that, this is great, but is it really great for you? And that is what we're here to find out on this channel. So I have to apologize. I haven't been very consistent on my channel. One, because I guess I'm a perfectionist. Two, because I have so much going on in my world. And I'm thinking I have to put out these scheduled videos and I guess trying to make it all right. But I need to at least put out 2 videos a week. Even if you don't know where they're coming from, when they're coming, I need to start getting consistent in that manner for you, because this information is vital for you guys to understand yourself, your own bodies, your own health, so that you can be strong and confident in the decisions that you are making, and knowing when to say no and when to not deal with that doctor and when to deal with somebody else, or when to say, that just may not be for me. And being okay in that, because sometimes the world can bash us and make us feel wrong for thinking the way we feel, like maybe herbals may be better for you, or this may be a better alternative, or meds actually might be for you, because right now some people are getting bashed for taking meds, and you should get bashed. If it's working for you, I say go. But I say know what the precautions are and know which way to take. And in this video, I have like probably 10 other videos coming for this, but in this video, I want to say thank you to April Butcher. I want to say that because she is bringing up these wonderful conversations that need to be had in our community, as well as just the community period. Looking at what we look at, seeing what we are influenced by, seeing what gets put out towards us and gets put out into the whole world. And she's really kind of helped influence my channel to go for it and make sure you say this, make sure you say that. Don't worry about FDA or anybody else saying you're wrong or you shouldn't do that. Put this out. And a conversation we need to have is like she's having about the Kardashians, and about not just the Kardashians, but a lot of other people that are caught in this whole health and wellness world that are promoting things and influencing things that don't think they're influencing, and they're influencing unhealthy behaviors. And this is something I wanted to talk about previous to, because again, April Butcher made another video about, I remember it was about Khloe Kardashian, and Khloe Kardashian was going through so much trauma, so much mess because of her love life, and having all this anxiety and all this worry about what are people going to say about her life, what's going on with her life, and this, that, and this, and all of these things because of the choices that she has made in her life. And you got to remember, if you are on TV and if you are in the public eye, a lot of times people are going to judge your choices. And that's sometimes what scares people about this. I know that's what holding me back. Like, I'm not even so much worried about people judging, but some things people can say can be rude, crude, and just downright mean for no reason at all. But a lot of times because they're going through their own thing and they're dealing with their own issue and they're just projecting out their own pain. But anyway, Khloe was having this, she's so worried, and she was going to the James Corden show, and her mom just gave her beta blockers. And her mom's like, here, take one of these. One, let me preface this. Do not take just anybody's medicine. One, because you don't know how it's going to react with you. Even if it is a mother, even if it is a sister, you just never know how your body is going to react. Because let me tell you, my mother didn't have a kidney transplant. My brother, my sister, I don't have a sister. My brother, my cousins, they didn't have a kidney transplant. My mom's cousins' kids had a kidney transplant. They were in my same generation. They weren't very much like me. They did not, nobody in my immediate and somewhat in initial extended family didn't have a transplant. It wasn't until extended in the same generation that had a transplant. And that's how we found out that it was familial and genetic. And the thing about is, you never know, again, how is your body going to react? And your mom just giving you these beta blockers to say, here, take this. First, let's preface this. Beta blockers are used for anxiety, but they are used for short-term anxiety. Things like stage fright. If you're having to go, like what Chloe did, go on stage and use them for initial things, because initially they are going to bring that heart rate down, the sweating, all those initial anxieties that you have when you're maybe giving a speech, or you're talking in front of a live audience, or you're doing all of these things, or even getting on camera that you're nervous about. And you have maybe done these things in therapy and talked about this and talked about that. And let me be real, I don't know what Chloe has done in therapy, especially not with her situation, because it's not just about, oh, I'm going to talk and these people are talking. She is dealing with a situation that, I'm going to be real, after a while, she's put herself in and continued to put herself in and continued to be embarrassed by and continue to choose that situation and be in that embarrassment and wanting nobody else to say anything. And your life is on display when you are on camera, especially on such a big platform as a Hulu, as continuing to put yourself in shows like this. What I am going to tell you, beta blockers is not going to be the answer. And like I said, beta blockers is going to be for the initial use of that fight or flight. It dampens that fight or flight response that we naturally have when we're in situations of fear or worry, or situations we have never been in that are going to worry us. The situation probably could be better improved for Chloe if she just changed the choices that she's making with the person that she's dealing with. But that's a whole nother story, kind of for a whole nother time. What I do not want you to get in is a situation where, oh, Chloe's taking beta blockers, maybe I should take beta blockers. There are precautions I need you guys to think about, because a lot of times what we don't know is taking beta blockers continually, and I don't know how often she's taking them. Not only is she taking beta blockers, she's probably not eating. I don't know her full story, and she's losing weight. Losing an extreme amount of weight. And if I'm not mistaken, in one of those episodes, I need to look it up and I'll probably post it in here, she had either passed out or gotten dizzy, or they were very worried about her, not just because of her weight, because she said she had passed out one time. And that can be a combination of not eating and taking those beta blockers, because beta blockers and continually taking beta blockers right when you feel that anxiety because your mom said, hey, or take this beta blocker, instead of you actually going to a doctor or a therapist that says, take these at this time, not take these every time. And every time you feel a fight or flight coming up could be a lot of times, especially if you're not dealing with the actual situation that's giving you anxiety. If you're not going to see a therapist or talking in community with somebody to support you about the decisions you are making that are affecting your life and your health, that is the first step that you need to also take. And I am saying you need to take that because beta blockers, for a long time, it is going to do things like decrease your heart rate, decrease your blood pressure. And those are things you do not want them to be too low, because you can get dizzy, you can get tired. Some things also, taking beta blockers continuously, taking too many of them, especially if you're taking your mom's or taking them that are not prescribed by your doctor, taking too many of them within the day can have you not sleeping, can even push even more anxiety, maybe even push you into depression and push you into other places and in situations that will make and worsen that anxiety that you already had. And those are things that we need to be cautious about something. But it also can put you in a situation where you're feeling sick, feeling nauseated. We do not want to worsen our symptoms because we think we're fixing it. And a lot of times there is a fine line in medication, a very fine line in medication and in herbals, where it can help, but it can also take you over the edge and put you back into a situation and even worse. And that's just with medication, that's with herbals, that's with a lot of things that we are intaking, even in vitamins, even in minerals. Those are things that we need to be cautious about and we need to understand. And a lot of times our society is so put into excess. Oh, this is working. Let me take it. Let me take it. Let me take it. Let me take so much because this is so effective, and let it be real. But we're really overworking the processes of our body. Now, there was another situation in the Kardashians that I also wanted to talk about. And I wanted to talk about, the thing is, the unhealthy place sometimes our anxiety and our fears can take us. This is why I speak of a lot, and you'll probably hear me speak of it a lot on TikTok, that, as people call it, brain health, spiritual health, those are all important for your health and well-being. Our body is an ecosystem. Our body is not if you eat right and take this supplement, everything will be okay. No, our mental needs to be in the right place. Our spiritual and emotional needs to be in the right place. Working on our spiritual and emotional is an important part of our healing and our health. A lot of times when we don't listen to what is really going on for us, the anxiety that may be coming up, by dampening it with beta blockers or those things that maybe we think we're supposed to have or how life is supposed to look because society says we're supposed to be with our baby daddy, or we should be with that one person that we've had babies with, or this, that, and this. And I believe that's what situation Chloe is in. We're not listening to what is true to what our body needs and what is harmful to us. The situation she keeps putting herself is very harmful to her own health. And a lot of times we continue to do that in our own lives. And I want us to start being aware of that. What situations are you continuing to put yourself in? It could be work situations. It could be home situations. But what we are not thinking about is those things can be detrimental to our health and our wellness. A lot of times people are walking around with depression and don't think they're in a depressed state because they're getting their work done. They've got a nice house. They've got all these great things that look so beautiful to the world, but their life is just not. It's bringing a depressive state. It's bringing a state where they're really and truly not happy in it because maybe what they're having to do to be in that state, maybe who they're having to play in order to be in that state. Because a lot of us are wearing masks. We just don't want to think we are. We just don't think we're hiding, but we are. And we're hiding ourselves from sometimes ourselves and the world because we think maybe what we're doing is wrong or not enough because the world says that's a wrong way to be. And I think how would I say, a lot of people and a lot of people are hopefully seeing this in this pandemic. But I wanted us to be careful about the picture that the Kardashians may be showing us. Like I said, Chloe running around here extra skinny, thinking it's cute, ready for post for pictures, ready to post for everything. They're all getting skinny and losing this wonderful weight, whether it's their stomachs being stapled, them getting a shot, or you're on beta blockers and you're not eating because you're so stressed. Don't let weight, body size be a picture or a symbol of, yes, this is great. Sometimes we can get caught in the influence of those people. And like I said, please check out April Butcher's channel. She loves to break down what these influencers are trying to influence and just give you the real of what it is so that you know and have an understanding of what you're out here to do and how you're out here to do it. And I want you to see that from the healthcare side. And there's another thing that she brought up that in a video that I just watched today of being careful about taking CBD and THC in states like Colorado and California. It is everywhere. And if we see things like that on the Kardashians or see things like that on other shows and being like, let me go get it. My first question to you is, do you even know if your genetics is able to take that very well? Again, go check out my TikTok. In some of those videos, some people, and it is more prone to, I want to say Asians and even Filipinos, where they're more likely to get schizophrenia or get paranoid or come out of a situation paranoid after they've taken THC. Because it has in some way been harmful to their brain chemistry, and their brain chemistry does not connect with it and does not do well. And a lot of times what people don't see is they're seeing these things that are new and trendy, but they're going into it with an eye that is not fully open to understanding, how am I going to react to these? How much am I taking? And I'm going to be real with you. The edibles of today is not the same as your edibles of your parents. I'm just going to be real with you. The ones that you are getting today are going to be more potent. They are making so many more hybrids. They are making it a whole lot more potent because they want to have the best. Their name wants to be known, and people want all these strong things, and they may be putting us in some danger. So you have to be careful of what you're taking and how many milligrams you're taking, because they want theirs to be strongest and intense. And some of those things aren't as pure as maybe it was back when your parents may have been growing it or been getting it from this person who grows it here. So not everybody's using the same purity. And then take that along with, sometimes people are using cheap products to make these edibles and gummies. A lot of times people are using the worst dyes and the worst things in order to make these things for people. And then they want to promote it as healing and health. And you have to know, who are you getting your products from? How are they looking? What do they have in them? What other ingredients do they have in them? Where is this THC made? Is it made in a lab? Because some is made in a lab. Is it Delta 8? Is it done this? What is the process it's going through? And if you go through a lot, some of y'all are going to be like, I don't even want to deal with it. And some people are getting to that point because, like I said, it's not the same of your parents. Because a lot of people are making these strong hybrids that are 25 and 27% when our parents used to be like 17 and 10%. And actually 17 was high. But now it's so much more strong. And it's so much more potent. And they're turning it more into like a drug rather than the herb that it was originally supposed to be promoting and used for. So we have to be careful what these people are trying to tell us. And one thing, like April Butcher points out a lot, is a lot of times they are promoting things without actually going through or using the SEC. So they are putting promotions and influencing, putting stuff all in their actual show and everything. And because people are highly influenced by that. I may not be one that's like that, but I had a friend and we went on a trip to LA and it was a girls' trip. And I remember she was like, what do y'all want to do? And I was like, I really have no idea. I really didn't look anything up. We were like, girl, just plan it. And we thought maybe she would give a hotel, a few restaurants, and maybe a few dispensaries and a few here and there. And we'd be cool. And when I tell you, we basically went on a housewives trip. We went on a housewives trip. We went to all the places the housewives go because she loves the housewives. And we just didn't know what we had gotten ourselves into until we got there. We went to the little, like a Malibu wine tour where we go with the dress. That was fun, but that was the things that she had seen on the housewives. We had gone to Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant and then somebody else, we were just like, hold up, is this a housewives trip? And it was because she loved the housewives. And we couldn't hate on her because one, we were like, you just go ahead. You seem like you have some places you want to go. And she did. She went ahead and did places she really wanted to go. Shopping and here and that and this, that, and this. And we were like, we did not know we were going on a housewives trip. And that's what it ended up being. And I want to preface, and I noticed when I seen that, I was like, people are so influenced by what these people are doing, which is cool, but it sometimes can get us in a trap. Because we want to live that life and look like that, and instead of being in our own reality. When those people are just out there doing a lot of that to promote what they're doing. A lot of times those people are going on Housewives and doing stuff like Kardashians, because at this point I have products and it's time to product place and promote. I am doing this because I'm probably getting paid by this restaurant, or I get free food when I go to this restaurant to try this, do this, and do that. That little salad place that the Kardashians used to always go, the little salad where they always used to get their little shake salads and their little vitamins and have their little teas. People started going there because the Kardashians said, we're going there on a regular basis. And somebody was like, someone's like, the salad they get isn't that healthy. I remember somebody, it's not that healthy. It's a whole bunch of creamy this and creamy that and blah, 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 blah. And this tea that they're getting is really, really sweet. And it was just a whole thing of people starting to uncover and look and this and this. And people are really influenced. And it's easy to get influenced because it's like, okay, it looks great. I like what you're doing. And there's nothing wrong with allowing yourself to be influenced by something. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to be cautious, especially when it comes to your health and it comes to your healthcare, because that is a dangerous game. Because you can be taking something that has not even been like I said, beta blockers before. Beta blockers, that they use it for the fight or flight or for anxiety and for like stage fright, that is an off-label use. So it is not an FDA approved use, which does not mean everything, but FDA has not looking at the full safety and efficacy of it. So we have to be cautious and understanding and knowing how well and how much is there to use and how much is safe or not safe. And there's no parameters in that. And the thing is, there was also another commercial, and she may get them, Chloe may get migraines, but her and True, I think, were in a migraine commercial. Putting these influencers and celebrities in these commercials, which they might take it, Don't get me wrong. These people might have migraines. These people might have the situations that they have. But people are more highly influenced to be like, let me go get that from my doctor. Let me go ask my doctor about that. Let me go ask my doctor about this. And the thing about it is when new medication comes out, you're really still in the trials. Don't get me wrong. The whole thing is an experiment. From beginning to market to aftermarket, it's all an experiment, and it's all a part of how is this going to work in the population, even after they put the drug out. And we have to understand and know that, and know the safety. And a lot of these drugs that they're putting out are new. And to have a celebrity's face on that and say, oh, they're taking it, that means I should take it. And a lot of them are new, and a lot of doctors are going to prescribe it because some may get paid. Some may get paid to promote. Some may not know how effective it really is, and they don't know full scope of side effects. Because the thing about it is, a study is a pretty controlled environment. Even if it's not fully controlled, it's still a pretty controlled environment. And there is a lot more things that we need to talk about in healthcare, because we are not getting that a lot of things they are going to affect how a medication works in you. They're going to affect how your disease state comes up. They're going to affect if you have this disease state, and we are not discussing those things. We're making things so black and white. And that is another discussion for another day. But I really wanted to come over here because April Butcher really pushed me like, Renata, you got to go talk about this. She's talking about it again. So you have to go talk about this because it is so important, because our health is our wealth. Because a lot of us want to live a beautiful life where we have the opportunities to go do with a lot of these reality stars, and a lot of these people have the capability to go do. We want to go have these experiences that they're having because they're showing us beautiful experiences, and we want to go have them and do them, and we want to live a life fulfilled. But our health has to be our priority, and what we're taking in and what we're looking at and what we're saying, hey, this might be for us. We have to be careful to not be fully influenced by these people that are influencers and by what they're doing on TV. Because now, when you're over here watching Khloe Kardashian and this whole family, and they've lost weight and they look good, because a lot of things are about looks here especially in our world, especially when you're looking, it's about looks. It's not about the reality of what it is behind those looks. It's about the looks. And a lot of times we're missing that. So we're getting caught up in the look of things. Oh, Khloe looks so small. She looks so cute. Everything's fitting her great. She can wear the same things that Kim is wearing. But she inside, what is her insides look like? Not physically, but spiritually and emotionally, because that is going to affect her health. That can drop us into depression and anxiety, and a deeper anxiety than we know. That can drop us into a deeper anxiety than we know, and a deeper depression, and take us into a state where we are living this life. We're not even living life. We're just existing and floating through life. And a lot of people, that happened to a lot of people before the pandemic. And that had to do with the stressors that they were having work, stresses of which they were staying in certain family situations and certain relationship situations. And I want to preface this, we're in it. I want to remind, do not be in a relationship that is going to hurt your mental or spiritual health. Because that is a big part of your health, of making your body being at its best. Don't continue to stay in something or be in something that is going to hurt and harm you in the long run. Because a lot of times, the longer you stay in these things, the more beat down you will get. And it's not even about staying in these things. First, go get help. Find a great support system. Find somebody that is willing to be open and who has maybe even find great support systems. Find a therapist, find great support systems, great groups that will help you see something different. There's even great groups here on YouTube. There's a lot of people that have been through a lot of things and been so open on YouTube. There's a lot of therapists on YouTube that have been so open. Find that, but also find a tribe and a community. Because I'm going to be real. Individualism is pushed around this world, but we can't do it alone, and we need one another, and we need to support one another, and we need to have one another's back and help each other realize what is most important. Is this relationship more important? Is this job more important? Or is your mental, spiritual, and physical health? Is that the most important? Because there's going to be another job. There's going to be another man. Plenty of them. There's going to be another woman. another person. There's going to be somebody else. There's going to be something new. There's always going to be something. New purse, new house, new clothes, new car. There's going to be something new coming out. You aren't going to miss anything. That is something I've known and I've had to learn. Well, I've kind of already known and pushed and remind myself, what are you missing? But there's also some things of maybe you've held it back from yourself for so long and you need to go out there and do it and get it. You've been holding yourself back and not doing things for yourself that are necessary for your mental health. There can be either side, but know that you need to find the support that you need to. And don't be so influenced by these influencers that you put your own health at risk. Remember that Kylie lip challenge where people want to plump up their lips and now they might have to go to put ice on it and people are had issues with their lips for a little while. Do not get caught in this world. If you do, go start searching. If you hear about beta blockers, don't immediately go say, I want to take one or I should take one because it's great don't even go say it for your doctor because your doctor will be like, yeah, it can be. And sometimes the suggestions you make will make them be like, okay, well, let me go ahead and write a script and we'll see how it works. Because I'm going to be real. This health and wellness, it's all an experiment. Nobody has all the answers. It's all an experiment because there are so many factors that go into how is something going to react with you, what's going to work for you, and how it's going to work for you. There's so many factors in this health and wellness. The New York Times just put out a tweet of something that I've been talking about in my whole TikTok of, I want you to find out what's best for you. I want you to take all these things into account. Because a lot of times in our population, in the Black population and other populations, they want to make us feel bad for maybe our women being a little bit more big or being overweight or things happening within our community. We have poor diet, we have poor this. We also have poor access. We have more, this is me getting into a rant, but we have more clinics in the Black community than we do healthy food options, than we do grocery stores. Food deserts are real. And you can't sit here and have a clinic on every corner and then you want to tell people you need to eat right and eat healthy. Well, one, that is going to be a whole lot more than me going to get some frozen things where I can get 5 pizzas for $1. That can feed my family. And then the food and access that I have is probably rotted. It's probably poor. It's probably old and moldy, and you don't want old and moldy food because your body is going to have a poor reaction to that. And it's going to exacerbate things or make you have asthma, make you have inflammation and other issues that we have dealt with in our community. And our community has been a community based on survival because they continue to take things away. And I'm here that I want to put things back into our community. So stay tuned. I won't just be talking this whole time. I'm kind of in and out, and I need to do better. It's because there is a whole big empire that I'm working to develop, and it's going to take time and it's going to take a lot of people and a lot of community. And I hope to get your support because I want to make sure communities are taken care of and people are pointed in the right direction so that they can have all the access that they need in order to have all of the health support that they need. Because we love to promote this health and wellness world, but we leave a lot of people out and we leave a lot of groups out and we leave a lot of who has access, who has money for this. Is this affordable? Because trust me, eating healthy and eating best vegetables and organic, that gets expensive, but you want everybody to eat organic and they should eat organic in order to be healthy and you. Not everybody can afford that. And yes, it comes with priorities, but some people are barely making it with their bills, especially during this time that we're in. And there's a lot that goes into what people have access to and what people can get. And even in a food stamp world. And some people maybe can use food stamps at Whole Foods, but how far can they get? Can they get that far? Is that even close or near their community? And that's more and more discussions that we're going to talk about. We're going to look at more articles. We're going to look at more things. And if you have something you want to talk about, please talk about it. Let's talk about it. Look, I'm here for us to help and have joy in every part of our life. And to see things in a more joyful way, in a more access way, as well as see things in a more realistic way when it comes to our health and wellness. Because look, I've had a transplant and a lot of this stuff, being healthy is not so easy, especially when you have challenges and you come up against things and you have a disease or a lifestyle that you have to live with for the rest of your life. I have to be immunocompromised for the rest of my life. So that can put me in jeopardy. And I want people to also see that there is joy in that, and you can have joy even if you've got a disease for the rest of your life. You can have joy in your life, and you have options. Everybody has options, so we need to see what yours are. We need to see what ours are together. And I want this to be a community of safety for you to see that, and you to see the reality of the health and wellness they're promoting that I do not like in a lot of ways and in a lot of places. And I thank April Butcher for putting a lot of this out. I know I've said her a lot, but I love watching her. I love her being real in a place that is so fake a lot of times, reality and what people put out and how they promote, and they turn us about everything that we're looking at into promotion, into some kind of way for them to get money. And I want you to be at your best health, but not be used in that aspect. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.